in my opinion, and obviously I don't pick the team, so obviously disappointed to be left out a few times, but I think I've shown by a couple of hiccups at the start of the season the quality I've got, and being left out this time just before the end there was hard to take, because I think I was performing, but obviously we weren't getting the results on the pitch, so obviously then people look around and look for reasons, and obviously I got used as a reason for that and had to sit out on the sideline. So ultimately I'm delighted to be back in the team, albeit one game, but to me that doesn't matter. It's another appearance for this club, which I've said before. It's so important to me to play every minute of every game that goes by for Gillingham when I'm contracted to this club, and which I am, and to be part of that today. Obviously, look, I've been in this position before. I've been promoted. I've been in relegation trouble, and this is the third time I've gone to the last day in relegation. It's the third time I've stayed up, and you've got to embrace them days. Look, I said over the season, it's not like what we want. None of us as fans, as supporters for this club, it's what we want. We don't want to be in this position, but embrace it. I mean, do we want to be out there like them? Like, obviously, yeah, we don't want the stress of it, but like, just take the day on its own merit. They're just playing out for what are they playing for today? We've played for, and it's the celebrations and the enjoyment of staying up. Look, I said, no way am I saying this is what I want as a professional, because no one wants to be down here, but days like today are what football's about. It's the challenges, and that was a challenge today, and the crowd that come up to support us is fantastic. I heard them all game, and they never fail to like lift us and carry us home. Do you know what I mean? And
you're right, they'll remember this for time to come.
That's right.
The last day of the season
because
well.
As fans, you go to support football. You don't go to support a team that just lingers in mid-table and every season doesn't do anything, and you have nothing really to support. Look, there hasn't been many wins to this year. There hasn't been many good times, you know, like that you can really cheer and really like proper celebrate and go home happy. But that was one today. Watford away, that was one. You know, like those days this season, that the results when we have got like good results, you know, like alright, it was a draw against Charlton, but just the way it happened, like for me it was a buzz. Like I was buzzing off it, obviously, the penalty and stuff, you know, like things like that. I remember things like that.
And I think Gills fans will as well, and they've both been talking about their relief at full time, texting us, tweeting, calling in as well. And I've asked them, and I've asked AD, and I'll ask you as well. How important is it to stay in League One? How important is that League One status?
Listen, as a player, you want to be as the highest league as you can, whenever you can. So that's for me. I want to be a League One player, but I start the season, I want to be a Championship player. That's my next step. So that's what my aim is for next season. As a fan, I want to be a Premier League fan. So, but I want to support my hometown team, or the team. For whatever reason, people have reasons for supporting Gillingham. Whatever reason it is, they want to support Gillingham in the Premier League. Now, yeah, that's like a long distance thought, but we have to take one step at a time. And the first thing is to stay in League One. Second thing is to go for the Championship, and once you get promoted, then to consolidate and then to go again. And obviously that's a long way off the Premier League. I'm not talking that this club should be in the Premier League. I'm not saying that, but we're talking about supporters and what you support. Ask any Gills fan, they would rather be in the Premier League. And if you're not in the Premier League, you'd rather be in the Championship. If you're not in the Championship, you'd rather be in League One. Because I would tell you now, I'd rather be playing in League One and going to places like Sixfield where the pitch is immaculate at this time of the season, then no disrespect, going to teams like Morecambe, Accrington, you know, like they do their job, and if you support those teams, then fair play to you, because you support and you stick by them. But as a professional, I'd rather not have to go there. So, to be honest, that's...
and I think at the beginning of the season, there was talk of the playoffs because of the great run he had last season. Can you put your finger on what's happened this season? I mean, AD's been talking about difficulties. Even he's been talking about difficulties in the dressing room. I'm sure that's no news to you. But what has happened at Gills this season? Why are you in this position on the last day?
Well, I think it started at Christmas last year, or end of January last year. Like, we beat Peterborough and went top, and then from then on we've not won enough football matches, and that's where it started. It's not been good enough, and it's not for the want of trying, because I wouldn't say there's any player in that dressing room that doesn't put in 100% effort 100% of the time. I backed my teammates I was out there with, but sometimes it just doesn't work. Now, I'd flip that and say, on the positive, we've had a terrible season, but we didn't get relegated. Now, Chesterfield, Coventry have also had terrible seasons, but they're now facing League Two. So, listen, as a football club, any football club, there's 4 teams in League One especially is going to go down. Now, we're not one of those teams. So the bottom line is we can all breathe a big sigh of relief and look forward to next season and it being a better season, and just got to put that to bed. I said it started the season before, so we've stopped that run now. We finished the season sort of positively. We've not got relegated, and now obviously I'm sure there'll be a few comings and goings at the club.
But you're going to be battling for your place again.
I've got a contract next season. I love this club, and I want to build on what I've done. And I've had 5 brilliant years here. And these guys that have travelled up today, and everyone back home who's supported me for every year I've been at the club, and I owe them everything, because when I'm out there on that pitch, and I've said it before, they give me everything. And I said, apart from the middle season where I was injured, I've been top 3 player of the year every season, and that's only down to them. And my performances are down to them, because when you're being backed like they back me, it's easy to perform. So when I come out today, when I come out against Tottenham, when I come on against Charlton, these moments live with me forever, and they carry me through today. I've come out and I've come and delivered a clean sheet. Now, yeah, people will say, oh, didn't have too much to do. It's a clean sheet. The bottom line is a clean sheet, and I've had a job to do. Come back in the team and keep a clean sheet, and I've done that. So I'm delighted with myself, and I dedicate my performance today to them fans who supported me, not just this year, this at back home as well, because without them I'm not the Gills player that I am.
And Stuart, fans around the country would love to hear that from players that play for them. And you look him in the eyes, and I know this isn't just media, this isn't just PR. This is what you feel about your club, and it's what those fans feel about their own club as well. That they live and die for it, more or less, metaphorically. But you're feeling that. I'm sure they'd love to see you between the sticks next season, and you're carrying on, as you say, got a contract for next year.
Look, football's about opinions, and obviously someone's opinion put me out of the team a couple of times this season, but I think I'll take it. Well, I spoke in the programme, in my column in the programme last week, and it's been one hell of a roller coaster season for me personally. There's been a lot of ups and downs, more ups and downs, I must admit, and I said a lot of it's down to the fans, but I look back on the season as a positive. I'm very happy with what I've done this season, and if people have their opinion on that, but look, we stayed in the league, and I said on the whole I'm happy with the performances I put in week out, and it's just difficult because the team wasn't on a great run, and it's never going to look great on a goalkeeper when the team's not doing well. Look, I probably made more saves this season and played better. I believe I played better this season than I played any other season, but because of the results, it doesn't show. The stats don't show that. But I mean, if you went down to looking at saves I've made, the season we won the league, I got in the PFA team. I got second in Player of the Year and won other things, and I've got a winners medal for League Two. But this season, in my opinion, I played far better than any of that, and that's my opinion. But I'm pretty much my own worst critic, so I stand by what I say, and people always have opinions. People think Ronaldo's not the best player in the world, or Messi's not the best player in the world, or people say he's rubbish. I accept people who've got opinions. I don't expect to win over every single one of those Gills fans, but all I'm saying is the people that do back me, I appreciate 100%, and they give me what I do on the pitch.
Stuart, it's brilliant to hear from you. Always great to talk to you. We hope next season as well we'll be doing this post-match in perhaps better conditions than I'm sure
they will be better next season, and I thank everyone who supported us throughout the season, stuck by us, and on then long trips away, because the bottom line is Rochdale was wetter in the dressing room than it was out of the dressing room, and I can't imagine the stand was much better for them supporters.
I don't think it was.
No, but they've come, the miles they've travelled this season has been spot on and top draw, and they never let us down, and from the bottom of my heart I appreciate it, and I thank them very much.
Stuart, thank you very much as well from all of us, and from the show today, and from the Gills fans that are supporting us throughout the season. Stuart Nelson joining us, Gillingham goalkeeper, after that 0-0 that Gills got at Northampton today to keep themselves up in League One, staying up. You heard the passion from the Gills head coach, A.D. Pennant there. You heard the passion from their goalkeeper, Stuart Nelson.